Alright, Tekken's lore recently has been dominated by the Mishima conflict and more specifically its connection to the Devil Gene. While still interesting, I often wonder if Tekken will ever run into some kind of Mishima fatigue with its audience. But that may not happen because interesting details from Tekken 8's DLC may have left the series open to even more expansion beyond the Mishima bloodline. Okay, so Tekken fans understand the basics of the Mishimas and the Devil Gene, retcons and all. Heihachi throws his son off of a cliff, his son Kazuya gets revenge and is possessed by the devil, throws his father off of a cliff when he becomes a grown man, then his father climbs back up and well, we know how the cycle continues from there. Tekken 7 explained the basis for Heihachi tossing a young Kazuya away to see if he had the devil gene like his mother, Kazumi. This is where things actually get kind of interesting in Tekken lore. The Hachijo bloodline that Heihachi mistakenly decided to procreate with are the carriers of the devil gene. Kazumi Hachijo, who eventually becomes his wife, passed it on to their son, Kazuya, who then passed it on to his son, Jin. Tekken 8 plays it as if Jin and Kazuya lost their powers, but I'm not entirely buying that. But either Jin will pass it on again to his child, or he did truly lose it in the final battle with his father. Only time will tell as far as that's concerned. We'll have to wait until Tekken 9 for confirmation there, or at least another DLC pack. But what about their relatives? Like seriously, what about the other relatives in the family? Are we to believe that the only surviving Hachijo member was Kazumi? Seems highly unlikely to me. Somehow, even Reina, who is younger than even Jin is, man, Heihachi is out here making some crazy decisions, but anyways, somehow Reina had to have gotten the devil gene from somewhere in that bloodline to be Heihachi's supposed daughter and possess it. And, considering the information companion in Tekken 8 explains that the Hachijos are a family of demons and the Mishimas were once, for lack of a better term, demon slayers, a clan feud with Jin and possibly even Kazuya in the middle could be in our future. I also have a bit of a conspiracy theory for the Hachijos, but I'll come back to that. For right now, I wanted to explore the Tekken Monks. I find it interesting that the Mishimas were originally said to almost be demon slayers, which is interesting when you take into account that the family's blood would mix with one. However, the notion that the clan became power-hungry and corrupt, which led to the separation from the Mishima clan and the formation of the actual Tekken Monks, is kinda wild. Essentially what I'm getting at is, we could potentially see more Mishimas without being blood-related, just practitioners of the style. God forbid we have more of those in the Tekken games now that I say that out loud, but also, them being sort of demon hunters or demon killers is interesting for a second reason. The Kazamas exist. It's kind of been hinted at since almost the very first appearance of Jun Kazama back in Tekken 2, way back in 1996, that she may have the ability to break through or even suppress the effects of the devil gene. At that time, I guess it would have just been Devil. Asuka's weird and borderline incestuous Tekken 5 ending also hints at this ability as well. And now we see with Jin having some kind of angel powers, again considering that he didn't lose them in the fight, it's safe to say the Kazamas may have some type of angelic healing powers in their favor to combat any demons that may appear. Considering all these clans have ties to demons, suppressing demons, or slaying them, the notion that Jin is super powerful and kind of OP in Tekken's lore might be a bit of an understatement. In a sick way, we may have only been scratching the surface of just how powerful Jin could truly become. And this, my friends, is what leads me to my theory. What if and for the record, this is a reach. Like a Dawsim level reach, but I'm gonna make it anyways. What if Kazumi's purpose to eliminate Heihachi and Kazuya was all a lie? How convenient is it that Kazumi had envisioned Heihachi bringing destruction to the world, so she pretends to be his wife and kill him? Heihachi had never truly done anything evil until Kazumi's repeated attacks against him. He tried to kill his son, yes, but as a direct result of her trying to off him so many times, and then him eventually taking her out. Now, I do believe that it's stated that Heihachi killed Jinpachi the same day he killed his wife. I'm not really sure about the order of events. Let me know in the comments. And give me a like, by the way. But what if Kazumi saw some power in the Mishimas bonding with the Kazamas over time? Or maybe some resurgence of the Mishima sort of style of fighting with the Tekken Monks? What if she saw something in the future that just made her, or just made her clan more specifically, want to take out the Mishimas? By the way, I just said Kazuya, Kazumi, and Kazamas. There's too many K's in Tekken at this point, and they're all similar. But anyways, what if the vision Kazumi saw was the Mishima family not being destructive? Which, I mean, let's be honest, they are, and their blood is cursed. But what if the Hachijo blood in her specifically just wanted all the opposition to their bloodline eliminated? Maybe they just wanted those in their bloodline with the power of the devil gene to just reign by themselves. Could that be the reason why she faked her love with Heihachi just to try to kill him in the end in the first place? There's just something behind the logic of Kazumi and specifically the Hachijo clan that makes me have some sort of pause. Like with anything in Tekken, I can't decipher who is truly good or truly evil. Well, June is good. She's awesome. Then again, unless at some point Harada loses his mind and decides to make unknown canon. But that's just my tinfoil hat thinking about Tekken's lore and specifically the Hachijo bloodline trying to get rid of the Mishimas. I'm not entirely buying the story, but that's just me. What do you guys think? What potentially happens to Tekken's story in Tekken 9 and beyond at this point? And do other figures from these ancient clans make an appearance? If I'm being totally honest, Tekken 9 is either shaping up to be a redemption for Kazuya, with June involved somehow, or it's not looking very well for Kazuya. Now, I honestly thought he was going to be done in Tekken 8. I'm really surprised that he wasn't. But anyways, like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And you all have a good one. And I'm out.